Was the dodo truly as stupid as it has long been portrayed? And was its supposed stupidity the real cause of its extinction? Well, to understand its story, we need to go back to the beginning. The Raphus cucullatus was a bird that lived exclusively on the island of Mauritius. Its story is believed to have begun millions of years ago, when a flock of pigeons arrived there by accident. In this new and isolated paradise, the dodo experienced a phenomenon known as island gigantism, the evolutionary opposite of island dwarfism. Over time, these birds evolved to grow larger and heavier, weighing up to around 44 pounds and standing about 3 feet tall. As generations passed, their wings withered and shrank until flight was no longer possible. This might seem like a fatal weakness, making them easy prey, yet on an island without natural predators, the absence of fear was not a flaw, but a perfectly logical adaptation. In this isolated paradise, the dodo thrived for millions of years, feeding on fruits, seeds, and even fish. But its balance was shattered when Dutch sailors arrived on the island in search of fresh meat. They encountered a large, tame bird that proved to be easy prey. Although chronicles of the time reported that dodo meat was not particularly good, it still served as a valuable source of food. Hunting quickly became one of the main reasons for its extinction. But hunting was not the only threat. The introduction of invasive species became the final blow to the dodo's survival. The Dutch brought, both deliberately and accidentally, rats, pigs, dogs, and macaques, many of which escaped from the ships. With no natural predators on the island, these newcomers reproduced rapidly, becoming the dodo's greatest threat. They preyed on chicks and eggs, which the dodo laid in nests on the ground. And because the dodo produced only one egg at a time, each generation was left extremely vulnerable. To this was added habitat destruction. The Dutch cleared vast areas of native forest to make way for sugarcane plantations, further reducing the dodo's food sources and shelter. In less than a century, the dodo, an animal that had thrived for millions of years, vanished from the island. The last confirmed sighting occurred in 1662, though some believe a few isolated individuals may have survived a little longer. It wasn't until centuries later that the world began to take notice of this vanished bird. But by then, it was too late. Although several living and stuffed specimens were brought to Europe for display, the scientific interest remained minimal, poor, or often non-existent. And with preservation not being a thing at the time, this meant that most traces of the bird quickly vanished. At the time, religious thought shaped the way nature was understood. Extinction was seen as impossible, for many believed that no creature created by God could ever disappear from the world. This neglect led to most of the dodo's remains being lost to time. It wasn't until the 19th century that scientists managed to unearth complete skeletons, though natural preservation was rare. The swampy environment where the dodo once lived, combined with corrosive soils, had done little to protect its bones from decay, making it extremely difficult to reconstruct a full specimen. Finally, Etienne Theriax, a local barber, discovered a complete skeleton. Although his discovery was never taken seriously at the time, it is now housed in the Natural History Museum in Port Louis, Mauritius. This specimen is what gives us the shape of the bird we know today. All of this has made the dodo one of the most recognizable creatures to have been driven to extinction by human hands, alongside the thylacine. Even today, it serves as a symbol for conservationists and the scientific community, a reminder of how humans can wipe out entire species without anyone even noticing.